Wait, I'm trying to get my mouse to actually disappear. Can you yoink? Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast. Today I'm joined by Molly once again.
Guys.
So, Molly, what are we talking about today?
Well, today I think we'll be introducing the that you had Selene and talking some on Selene's ancestry and also Selene's sire, Don Quichot's lineage.
I mean, God, to get started, I was really picky with my studs.
We had another, it was between him and another one.
Ooh, we're talking about the other thoroughbred. That paint. Oh. The only reason that I don't think I went with the paint is because I already knew of the Lotus Tea team, and I had people that I knew breed with their horses and have successful ones. And I don't know,
Right.
I got a pretty incredible deal on him, stud wise, and I booked with him a year or two early. So
Right.
In all reality,
I feel like overall the people who bred him and the team you had were pretty phenomenal people with communicating with you about the process and when to show up and how it's supposed to really go down.
They were actually very kind to me because, funny story is, Gunny is such a good horse that she's not your typical mare. She does not show her heat cycles. I had to put her on hormones. And the day we went to the vet, she was supposed to be ovulating the next day. Same day she was ovulating, which means we had to go same day, and they were completely fine with it, completely open, and they knew what it meant, and we booked it right from there, and we drove 4 hours that day that we were not prepared for.
I think I remember because I was getting the text message update from you saying that it was seeing if she was ovulating, and then it turned into being trailered.
I was about to say, guys, go check out that video. I'll have it in the link below. It was a pretty hectic and emotional day for me, and especially it really brought me and my mare together in a different level of closeness.
I would say.
I never thought I'd have to do that to my own horse, but I know how to do it in the future.
Right. So including in the process that he had gone through with Gunny was a insemination technique where it gets a little up close and personal.
So what we decided to do was the safest route and also the most technical. We decided to do a raw insemination, which the process pretty much includes, we bring her there, they drugged her up a little too much. She's a lightweight, we found out. She got the stud riled up. She, stood there, and the stud, with just the handler, by the way, Molly, just one handler, the breeder himself, handled him and got him onto that horse and got the stuff. And so we did a raw insemination, which means we got the semen right then and there, and no horses were harmed in the matter.
Right, because it can get a little
hectic.
Oh.
Little saucy. There we go.
Right.
I won't lie, the breeder ended up turning around and saying, "Is this her first baby?" Because he wanted to double check with me, make sure. And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "Is this your first baby?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, you're doing the insemination." And I was just like, what? So he had me put on the glove. He had me do everything and shove my hand. And I tell you, that was a whole new awkward for me. I had to find a thing they like to call the sausage. why? Why do you call it that?
No. Because honestly, like, for you guys, kind of like a little background. I'm currently in college to do veterinary medicine. Like, my large animal classes, it got to that point of breeding in different types. It was kind of a term one of my professors had used. I was so confused, and he said that. I was like, it was absolutely horrific.
Well, to
when he
be
first
honest with you, I'm
described
going to
it.
be very honest with you. It does feel like it. No, that's so wrong. Okay, when I was feeling around for it, I could understand why they call it that. Yeah, you know what? That's all that's got to be left to that. You guys can just go look at the video. Remember, link in the description. It'll be tagged. But pretty much, I wanted to line up a horse with Gunny that had a good pedigree and could match up to the standards that I wanted the baby to be. I wanted a 3-a-day eventer. I need agility, athleticism, temperament. I need a lot to come out of breeding. And with Gunny's bloodlines, if I had matched the perfect stud up, I could get that next top sport horse if I really, really tried.
Right.
And so we decided to split up as a team and pick out a few from both mom and dad's side as to what stood out to us the most out of the breeding and why, and what that could mean towards Selene's future. So, why don't you start us off, Molly, with DQ Don Quichot's breeding?
Alright, so DQ had interesting breeding. There was a lot of kind of, I would say, repeats as you're looking through the stallions of his lineage. And when you really break it down to what they mean, sires become well known for what they in their career do and what they then breed on later in their career. I chose just one of the 3 main studs, so the first up would be quite easy. He was mainly known for kind of show jumping and eventing, the best in show, and he himself had ancestry of the Olympics, his sire in 1992, and a Grand Prix. He himself was successful at jumping up to 1.6 meters, which is quite a scope and technique in order to get up that high. And then like the next sire I would say would be Ramiro, which for him there wasn't a whole lot to say in his career other than conformation wise and gait wise. He had a very good walk, he had a very normal trot, he had a wonderful canter, and he had very good jumping lines. That made him as like a pretty good all-around hunter, where for Selene that would hopefully mean that she had this nice rhythm to go into the show arena with. And then a nice little fun fact I figured out about another sire for DQ would be Almay. Almay's dam, Nadine, she was a daughter of the Irish-bred Thoroughbred named Ultimate. And Almay himself is a present influence as the father of world breeding. So he became very well known there to breed these horses down the road, eventually letting DQ be the international Grand Prix stallion that he is, and having a half brother named O Star, which is an international level dressage. Quite big names in the show jumping world, where that led Don Quichot to even be part of the backup for Rio Olympics in 2014.
I mean, isn't that crazy? A backup.
Hey.
I mean, even just becoming a backup for the Olympics, I mean, that he had some crazy potential. I mean, do you realize that he got sold for like $240,000 after his show career?
No. It's
Yeah.
crazy to me that the amount of talent this horse had, and then the amount of money that he was then worth. I mean, it's like human and aren't the net worth that you begain, like, and as a millionaire or trillionaire, like, just crazy.
I mean, if I had $250,000, I mean, I would have swooped him up, but I mean, it's just so sad that his eventing career, you know, he had a very short-lived, successful career, though. I mean, he died at the prime age of 8.
He had so much more eventing and work and breeding he could have had. And to see where he could have gone as well is crazy.
I know, to think that. I mean, he didn't die out of just, you know, anything. I mean, colic is a very well-known thing, and you do everything you can, but sometimes you can't save them. And that's just...
And it's really scary
you know, itself. A month after, which is a very shocking thing to me. I don't know whether it lines up or not, or I'm being hysterical. A month after he colicked, Gunny colicked with the baby. And she was...
I remember that.
She was in, oh my gosh.
Hospital for a while.
Yeah, but which one? Not Dr. Newman, that's my breeder. Oh my god. It was, oh my god. Why am I blanking so hard on that? It was just... the vet...
Veterinary staff at the hospital she had gone to was something very skillful.
I won't lie, they did a lot for me. Like, in that short amount of time. She actually had free fluid in her abdomen from the baby. And they ended up taking us in so quick, and they did everything they could in their power. They kept her from aborting. She was there for about 2 days. 2 days and a few hours, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I will say, I can't remember the name of the vet, which is breaking my heart, because let me just say this. There were just this, I can't get over the cleanliness. The fact that it's so open compared to other veterinarian clinics.
Right.
So, anyway, to get back on track, so Gunny, I actually bought her when she was 5, and had bought her out of West Virginia, due to looking through the diamond in the rough at, you know, that 5-year-old age where she looked like a little green bean sprout that was not fully muscled and just needed some growth. And I ended up looking past everything, thought I had gotten a done thoroughbred. Turns out she's a Seal Bay. Love it. And her pedigree, she is a granddaughter of Seattle Slew. Now, Seattle Slew was a Triple Crown winner. He was phenomenal in his race career, and he bred many successful hunter jumpers and cross-country horses. They had beautiful conformation along with their shoulder and big body. Many others actually back then used to believe that breeding rival horses together was perfect. Now this is where her pedigree kind of becomes a little bit more advanced to the seeing eye. She has Sham in her pedigree. Sham was, of course, the rival to Secretariat. Sham had shown really good quality in his breeding. However, he was too bulky in the long run. They overdid it, they became cocky, and they didn't realize what they could have done further to help strengthen this horse. In all reality, Sham has had some wonderful outcomes for babies, but none of them truly went on to be big famous. Now, this is where I find it amazing, is that Gunny has something royal and bold ruler in her line. Now, that's where I say the rivals come into play. Secretariat is not in her line, but it ranges. To see that bold ruler and something royal are both in her pedigree. And did you know that Sham actually originated from something ruler? Something ruler, whoa. Bold ruler and something royal way back in his pedigree?
No, that is interesting to see that the kind of lineage lines up like that, though.
Yeah, because she has the two markers. Something royal, bold ruler on both sides of her pedigree. Which is very intriguing because I thought Sham had nothing to do with bold ruler or something royal. But in all reality, he had something to do with them.
Right.
Which is bizarre because I thought Secretariat and Sham were the same age, but they're not brothers whatsoever. Isn't that bizarre?
It is a little bizarre.
That's what I'm saying. I never looked into Sham too much. I was always Secretariat team growing up whenever I watched Thoroughbred Ordeal, you know, that movie.
Well, 100%. He was just iconic.
Exactly. He has to be. I literally would collect briar horses of him and just him. I had a very unhealthy obsession growing up.
Oh my god, I remember the Briar Horses version of him.
But the fact is, I bred because I saw agility. I saw promise, and I saw good, successful lineage out of the others. And really, that was just a leap of faith because I was mostly depending on Seattle Slew to come through with his thick body. And when I tell
Duddy
you...
in herself has a very nice confirmation where once you did muscle her up, she did finally kind of go up a little bit.
I mean, she also looks like a quarter horse whenever she buckles up. So in all reality, she looks just like Seattle Slew. She really did get it, and she passed it on to Selene. Selene is iconic. She has Dad's Blaze, Dad's Chrome, Gunny's black mane, Gunny's brown eyes. The only thing we are waiting on now, color.
Right.
Color is the most... Now, you wouldn't think that this would be very crucial in the equine world, but color, in all reality, is so important to people and in the show ring. Because if you've got chrome, you have to have a color that will go with the chrome to make it stand. Or else the chrome does nothing.
It doesn't, yeah, and it's really just like a showy kind of thing.
So, if you guys would be surprised with that, don't worry. I've always been shocked by that. But, what's funny is Selene, you'll notice if you ever look at a picture of DQ's back legs with his white sock, he's got 3 little black dots on it. Selene has that exact marking.
Wow.
I know. I was just like, dang, if only you came out a boy.
Right.
He only produces girls at this point. I'm solemnly swear he only comes out with girls because he had, I think, 5 boys last year and 13 girls.
Right.
He only produces Y chrome. Well, wait, are girls Y chromosomes? Yeah, they are. Yeah, right. Yeah. I took biology, guys. I passed. Don't worry. I passed that. Don't worry. But I don't know. Really, in all reality, now it's just a waiting game. She's come a long way. She's 2 months and 2 weeks as of Monday the 8th. And she has gotten big. She's up to my chest. Now, guys, I'm 5'2", and her back is already up to my chest. Just let that sink in. And her body is huge. She's built wide. She's gonna be a tank. Fingers crossed.
Right.
Who knows? She could look like mom, and I mean, that'll be okay. Maybe. But I don't know. In all reality now, it's just a waiting game. It's to see what color she comes out and her conformation in the long run. Because right now, all we can tell is that she's going to be tall and she's going to be thick. And
hopefully it's gonna turn out really great. Like how Dad was nice confirmation and Mom super great.
the only problem is, again, I'm sorry, I blanked completely as to what I was saying. I don't know.
Good.
It's the confirmation. I'm scared. The confirmation can always change when they get older. That's
And
just...
like the main thing of the breeding process that we were looking for that was really particular on is kind of taking the bad parts of Gunny's confirmation and hopefully finding a sire or stud that kind of
complement.
matches and can enhance some good features into the baby, so we wouldn't be seeing kind of those bad confirmations passed on.
Yeah, because I'm going to be dead honest. Gunny, crappiest rear end confirmation ever. She is the laziest horse with her muscles. And I bred with DQ too because she had a really good shoulder. He had a really good shoulder. He had a really, really good butt. And I was just like, take my money.
Right. And he had very nice, I wouldn't say like
pasterns. He had very nice pasterns. Not gonna
he
lie.
had very nice pasterns.
Like, they weren't straight, but they weren't like too like flexed. I don't know how to explain that. Like, it was just right.
Very, I mean, what else would you really expect from like a international dressage stallion? Like,
exactly, at this point. But I want you guys to stay tuned because there is going to be a part 2 to this. So just stay tuned. Again, keep an eye out for it. I know this one's a little bit shorter, but we're trying to keep our podcast to a little bit more of an attention span wise, because we get it. Having a 45-minute podcast is not fun to just straight up listen to on YouTube. We understand.
right.
We really do. And, you know, I mean, this one might be longer, this one might be shorter. I don't know how long we've even been talking for, because horses, you can go on and on and on forever. But we are going to try and lower it down for you guys. That way it's a little less mind-boggling for you guys and just a little bit easier on you guys so you guys can listen. Now, if you guys have any questions that you'd love for us to answer in the next podcast or a Q&A, we would be willing to 100% answer those questions.
Right.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this short little podcast. We hope that you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe and follow for more.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.